Monday. Welcome to Monday, everybody, on the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update. Wherever you're watching us, on Facebook, on CBSN Minnesota, on Twitter, perhaps this just gets beamed into your head. I don't know exactly how all this works. The light goes on and Ron says, start talking, and then I do it. It's what I do. So we're glad you're here. Let's talk about the weather for today. Yesterday was fun, wasn't it? Did you get out? I know we're all talking about how nice it was, but it was snowing yesterday. I enjoyed it. We were out all day yesterday having a good time, checking out. I dragged the kids away from the video games. We were checking out the Minneapolis Institute of Art's ice sculptures, 5 different Minneapolis parks with ice sculptures that are inspired by the sculptures inside the museum. Pretty cool stuff. We went to 4 out of the 5. One more to do next weekend. Today be a good day to go check that sort of stuff out. Above freezing, baby. Oh, yeah. It's going to be 40. Get excited. Get ready to see the pasty white calves of your gross neighbor who can't help himself. And that person is me in our neighborhood. Sorry. Let's talk about this. Because of this incredible warmth that's going to feel so great today, let's talk about Twins opening day. We're really just 6 weeks away from the opener. No fans at Target Field last season, of course, because of COVID-19. But the team wants to bring fans in, understandably, right? For money, for support, for that home field advantage. So the team has submitted a plan asking Governor Walz to sign off on having 10,000 fans back at the stadium. They've created pods of 2 or 4 seats. So you'd buy 4 seats, and then you'd be 6 feet apart from the next pod. So you'd be distanced, you'd be outdoors. Opening day is April 18th. Are you ready to go? Or is it still too early? Are you ready to return to a Twins game? That's our conversation starter for you today. Leave your thoughts on the WCCO TV Facebook page. I'm curious where you're at on this. If we could, I would go to a Twins game in a heartbeat. Outdoors, as long as you could kind of get in there all right, where it's not a mass of people, but wear a mask, go sit outdoors. Oh, love it, love it. I'd love to get to a Timberwolves game, too. I love the NBA, as you guys know. I love the Timberwolves. And this one's sort of heartbreaking. You have the emotional reaction to it, and then you have the intellectual sports fan reaction to it. The Timberwolves fired Ryan Saunders after last night's loss to the New York Knicks. Look, the Wolves have the worst record in the NBA. They've lost 24 of 31. Ryan, loved by the players. He's had a tough situation, right? He got D'Angelo Russell and Karl Anthony Towns. These are true superstars. They've only played like 4 games together. So he's never really had the full benefit of these stars in his lineup. But he also hasn't, let's say he's never done better than he should have. I guess that would be a way to look at it, right? So, like, yes, he was dealt a bad hand. But no, he never made lemons out of lemonade. Just hurts because he's the son of Flip. And he loves and grew up with this franchise. The Athletic and the Star Tribune both reporting that the Wolves have already hired Toronto Raptors assistant coach Chris Finch. He's expected to be introduced as head coach later today. So that part of it sort of stinks. You're like, you already have your guy? Why'd you make me go on the plane and go coach the team for 1 road game, knowing that you were going to fire me? That part kind of stinks. Today, we're likely going to pass 500,000 COVID deaths in the United States. President Joe Biden will mark that solemn milestone with a moment of silence and a candle lighting ceremony tonight at the White House. The president will give remarks during the event as well. It's been just over a year since the first COVID-related death was reported in the United States. Since that time, more than 28 million Americans have tested positive for the virus. Minnesotans are using the power of social media. This is cool, right? Trying to help people get a COVID vaccine faster. They're the vaccine hunters, Minnesota vaccine hunters. Started this Facebook group 3 weeks ago. Really started out just as a couple of friends, like trying to help each other out because, you know, people are calling doctors' offices and pharmacies like, hey, do you have a vaccine? Hey, do you have one? This is just what it was. It was like neighbors just spreading the word about where to find it. And then it's really exploded. About 10,000 members. It has helped many in the group get vaccinated. Of those who've gotten what they needed from this group, they are still staying involved to help others find success.
It's become more of a team sport and people trying to help everybody else get what they're looking for.
Nurses and other health experts have volunteered, too, to kind of help moderate and answer questions when people have them. If you're not on Facebook, they created a website, too, that shares all the information being posted to the page. So we've shared both the Facebook group and the website on WCCO.com. Love this story about a Twin Cities teenager who has just done what so few people have been able to achieve. And she is in an elite class as one of the first in the nation to reach this prestigious honor. Isabella Tunney is now one of the first girls in Boy Scouts to earn the rank of Eagle Scout. Boy Scouts started accepting young women in the program in 2018. Tunney was one of about 1,000 girls honored during a virtual ceremony last night. She said she grew up watching her older brother in Boy Scouts and always wanted to be a part of it.
More than anything, I'm just excited for a bigger chance for young girls to be able to hear my story and get inspired and know that just because boys have done something for years and years does not mean that girls can't, and know that if you believe in yourself and set a high goal, nothing can stop you.
Yeah, love it. Love this. It's tough to be an Eagle Scout. It takes dedication. It takes time. It's been something that young men have been able to use to get into good colleges, and it's certainly something that a prospective employer looks at. So absolutely great to have this young woman in that group. She goes to St. Paul Academy in Summit School right now, hoping to go into a career in the STEM field. Congratulations. Today is the start of Winter Restaurant Week, which is a thing that MSP Magazine, Minneapolis St. Paul Magazine, does a couple times a year, a winter and a fall restaurant week. It means you can get some good deals on lunches and dinners in a time that restaurants certainly need your help. Multi-course lunches and dinners from $10 to $35. Some are doing dine-in only, others take-out only. A number of them are doing both. Pretty cool, so go check it out. Some new photos of Mars are trending this morning. NASA's Perseverance sent these pictures from the rover of the red planet last night. Rover touchdown last Thursday. We're really starting to get some of our first images that the rover has captured. Pretty remarkable. It took 9 months to fly the rover to Mars, but the fact they can beam back a picture right away. I mean, it's faster than it takes me to airdrop a picture to my wife sometimes, so that's cool. San Francisco, great city, narrow streets, old, beautiful, kind of painted lady, Victorian-style homes. We thought you'd enjoy this. 139-year-old home. Had to move it. You can't knock this down, right? The former home site for this is being turned into an apartment building. And so the owner took this house and moved it to a new location about 7 blocks away. It was hard to do, right? They had to trim the trees along the route. Took a half hour to turn one corner. Those streets are so narrow. But they got the job done. That's a big house, right? You see those row houses from the street and think, oh, they look pretty tiny, but yeah, tough move, slow move, but they got it done. All right, very good. Let's get back to our talker today. We're talking about Twins season and the COVID situation. Where are you at? The Twins want to have 10,000 fans. The stadium holds, what, about just shy of 40,000 people normally. So that's 25% capacity. Annette says, nope, not going to get together in crowds until the shot is in my arms. Wish it would hurry up. I hear you, Annette. I want that shot, too. Paul says, I really enjoy seeing the Twins play, along with my wife and a couple friends. Yeah, like if you can sit around a campfire in the backyard, I don't see the issue. Bradley says, would love to return to a Twins game, especially since it's outside. Yeah, we're not talking about like the Vikings or the Timberwolves where you're indoors, so the outdoor helps. Cindy, ready to return to Target Field, wondering if they were going to require that you had at least one shot. Yeah, that's interesting. They could, right? They could. Gretchen loves those standing room only tickets. Yeah, it's a great part of the summer, isn't it? Just wandering around Target Field, grabbing a seat if you can. Simon says, I wouldn't go at opening day. I think Simon is on to what's really going to happen. I find it hard to believe that the governor is going to greenlight this for opening day, but June or July, sure. Wants to see the Wild again. I hear you. I hear you. Hockey's not the same when there's no one in the stands. Judy would love to see people return to the Twins game. Thanks, Judy. And Mary says, Twins game still worrisome. Yeah, I mean, you know, the reality is some of you are going to be more worried than others, right? And we honor that and get it. I think we have to understand that people are at different spots along this. And as long as we're being respectful of our friends and neighbors and, you know, keeping our social distance, masking up, just be nice to one another. It's not that hard, really. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a good Monday. Glad you spent this time with us today. Enjoy the sunshine and the 40-degree weather, and we'll be back here tomorrow with another edition of the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update.